the idea of the put call ratio is that puts are up here. So when you see these extreme spikes up here, when you see the majority of puts being bought here, that's put buying. And when you see people buying puts, that usually drives the market. You know, people are selling off. People are shorting the market, right? Shorting, shorting, shorting. But you get to a point, and you could draw a line at 1.0 or 1.9. But what you see here is, I guess I'll put a line there. Why not? Drawing vertical, horizontal. I'm going to put this at, I'll put it at 1.0. Really should put it at 0.9. Yeah, I'll put it at 0.9. It doesn't matter. You'll see why it doesn't matter in a second. Can you see this moving average here? Can you see the moving average here getting higher and higher and higher until it hits kind of an extreme point? So when you're up in here, that means everybody and their sister is short. They're all buying puts. And when you're in here, down in this range, when when you see the number of puts down in here start to accumulate, that means everybody and their sister has calls. Okay, so when everybody is short the market, that is typically a moment in time when, here, like, let me show you. Here, this will be a better way of viewing it. There. Can you all see that fairly clearly? I'll go backwards. So this, everybody and their sister has calls. How do you know? Well, look at the moving average. The moving average is way below 1. The put call ratio is below 1. What that means is there's more calls than puts. And of course there are. Look at this movement. Buying has been accelerated, little pullbacks here, accelerating, and accelerating, right? And so when that happens, the put call ratio comes down. And you can see it came down to a level, somewhere around 0.7, 0.65, 0.7. That is an extreme level of calls. And when that happens and everybody and their sister is long the market corrects and starts to sell off. And as the market sells off, as you see it selling off, more puts are being bought. And now you can see the moving average rising. But when you get to the point where everybody and their sister is short the market, it's starting to really get up here, that's when the market starts to pull back. And then you'll see a little bit of a surge. This kind of came down a little bit here. So you got a little bit of a move there. But then the put call ratio surged all the way up to here. And if you draw a line straight down, you can see that extreme amount of put holders is part of what caused the rally, because everybody was sitting short. So what we look for are the movements of this moving average. In fact, I'm going to make it even thicker so I can really see it on this chart. And at the same time, I'll make these bars just a little lighter so you can see better. Is that better? You can really see this now, right? So what are these extreme levels? Well, you could put it at 0.7. And similar to what we did on the VIX, you could have more than one. You could have 0.7, 0.6, 0.5. One opens the door to the next. And if you see a rejection, then market's going the other way. All right, so here's another one here. So what I would say is This movement right here, everybody see it? This movement right here, we are in the middle of this move to the downside. Does everybody see that? That means there's more and more and more and more and more and more. That's why I put the moving average, because the moving average, you can really see, you can really, 9 period. You can really see the movement of the moving average going lower, and that means there's more calls being bought. And can you see how that coincides with an upward movement of the market? Everybody see that? But it is going to get to the point where the SPY is going to get overbought, where the put call ratio is going to get close to this level here, level here, level here, like the RSI, right? It's going to get heavy, where everybody and their sister is going to be happy to be long, happy to be long. Woo, everything's great. And that's when you're going to see the pullback. Right. That's when the market maker goes to work. So this is a good chart to just keep an eye on. So when you look at everything and say, well, it still looks bullish, still look bullish. Yeah. But what if we looked and started to see a little bit of a pullback on Apple? What if we looked and started to see a little bit of a pullback on NVIDIA? What if we looked at the VIX and saw the VIX starting to climb, head back up towards 25, and a hook on the moving average of the put call ratio? What would that indicate, ladies and gentlemen? If you saw a little hook to the upside while these markets started to pull back, what would that hook mean to the upside here? Not just Jim Boss. What would it mean if this moving average on the put call ratio started to do this and hook? No, not more calls, more puts, actually, right? Calls are down here and puts are here. Yeah, I mean, you could add a moving average to the SPY too, if you wanted to. But the purpose of this chart, and if you wanted to add anything, I would say add the 20. Add the 20 period simple, really would be, and it would probably go right like this, right? Like I'll add that for you if you want. So look, right click, studies, add study, one moving average, input. I'll put the 20 here, style. I'm going to put a fairly decent lit line, and then in white. I'm sorry, not in white. I want that, and I want that. Oops, one thing I forgot to do. So one of the things that you want to do when you're going to put it on the lower part of the chart, go to general, and then here you'll see base study on. Here's put call. Just change that to the spider. So it'll put there on the SPY. And it should be, yeah. Well, it's not exactly where I drew the line, but it's darn close. Yeah. So you could do that if you wanted to. That way you can see, look how it held the 20, broke, down she goes. Retest, fail. Retest, fail. Fail. 1, 2, 3 days above, you passed the test, and now you're at 553. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video from Trade With Me Now. Make sure to go ahead and like this video and subscribe to our channel so you make sure that you catch our next video right when it's released. Also, if you have a question or comment, please leave that in the comment section below. And of course, if you want to learn more about Trade With Me Now or join our community of profitable traders, go to tradewithmenow.com. There's also a link in the description below.